And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's episode is Colin and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad month. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on all of our social medias under the same name. Be sure to join our Discord server, and also be sure to join our collabs program, and you get a little something for sharing the company by doing that. Go to murdycreative.co/collabs to learn more. All right. So, June has been terrible, horrible. It is not a good month for us. There's a couple of different ways to look at it, and there's a couple of different things that could cause it, and there's a couple of different reasons that I think are overall factors that play into it. And the short answer is none of them, not one of them, is the obvious issue. And there's no good way to sort out what precisely caused this problem. So I'll go back. Beginning of the year for this year has been pretty solid. We had a really good start to the year. Our numbers were up overall on the year over year. I'm happy with where the product line is, and I'm happy with where it's going. There's been a lot of great opportunities with the leather covers, and there are more to come that I'm very excited about in the future. We've got some new exciting products that are going to be coming down the line for those of you who like planners and are very into full focusing. But beyond that, we'd had a really solid performance in the production of the company, and adding the new machine provided us with a lot of new capabilities, and I'm really excited about what that can provide for us for Christmas and things like that. It was a good year. We were doing well. But the numbers weren't really in a growth phase. They were in a very stable, but not particularly upward trajectory, despite the new products and all of the things we've been working on. And so I thought to myself, all right, let's evaluate what our options are to improve some things. Now, realistically, improvement in our conversion rate, a marginal improvement in our conversion rate, can make a big difference in our bottom line. And conversion rate, like I've talked about in the past, is the number of people that come to your website versus the number of people who buy. So if the number of orders you have versus divided by the number of people you have visit, that's your conversion rate, right? So we had been communicating with our new Shopify advisor that's how we got into Markets Pro and the international launches. There's a whole opportunity there, and it's all very exciting, right? This is all good things. And one of the things that has come up with our advisor was getting onto Shopify Plus, and also the revamp to the marketing and revamp to the website and things that we've talked about in the previous episodes. But I thought to myself, all right, let's give it a shot. It's the end of May. Let's launch a whole new series of ads with a whole new type of advertising policy with a totally different bucket strategy, and we'll see how it goes. And ever since we did that, it has been really, really hard to get to where we need to be financially. We got off Klaviyo and jumped onto Shopify emails. Now, Klaviyo was costing us $650 a month. Shopify emails, by contrast, was going to cost us less than $200 a month. Under the most expensive possible version of Shopify, it would still cost us $200 a month. Now, that was a marginal cost, realistically. And Klaviyo, under our prior paradigm, was generating about 20% of our sales, according to Klaviyo. Now, from what I understand, and this is where I think the numbers go awry, Klaviyo has an attribution window. So if you clicked on an email from Klaviyo, but you didn't buy from that email, and then you came back 2 days later and you bought, Klaviyo would count that as a sale to that email. From what I can understand, Shopify emails does not do that. You have to buy because you clicked on that email for it to count as a conversion from that email. Now, technically speaking, it's actually more valuable from an analysis perspective to say, if you bought from that email directly, that email is attributable to that sale, right? That's actually a more accurate number. It's more confusing in that it's difficult to be able to determine attribution properly. But it's the point, right? That's the point. That it's more accurate. Our Shopify emails have been performing abysmally compared to Klaviyo if you try to compare them just pure conversions associated with the emails. But that may be because the conversion numbers are skewed in Klaviyo's favor because of the way they do their attribution. And I can't sort that out. I don't know whether it's one or the other. All I can tell you is the bottom line is not where it needs to be. We totally revised our Facebook advertising, our meta advertising, to try the 3-bucket method. We did that for a couple of days, and it was not working very well. It worked well in the beginning. Our site sessions spiked to 4 times their normal. So it went from we've had a baseline of site sessions every day within a margin that's about a plus or minus 10% every day for years now. It's been very consistent with our site sessions and our site visits. We changed our strategy. We quadrupled our site sessions for 3 days. But our conversion rate went to 1/3. So our number of conversions didn't change. Theoretically a little bit lower even. Now I thought to myself, that's okay, because as long as our conversions, the dollar amount isn't dropping, all of these new site sessions mean we've got new people that are being exposed to the company for the first time. They're new people that have visited the website, and our email marketing can hopefully capture them and bring them back. Our Facebook remarketing could hopefully capture them and bring them back. 6 or 7 days later, our site sessions had dropped way down and our conversion rate was way down. So all of a sudden now the dollars we're bringing in every day are way lower, and the site sessions are barely different than where they were before we did the change. So I turned off those ads, turned the old ads back on, hoping that it would return us to the old state of normal. Except it didn't. Our site sessions went down. They stayed even lower. They were about 70 to 80% of where they normally would be. And our conversion rate was marginally better. So I did that for a week and a half, and then I scattered that and I started over. I did a whole new slate of ads, and I've been working on launching more new ads and better ads with a slightly modified hybrid strategy between the two. We're 6 days, 7 days into that, and we're not where we need to be. Our site sessions are down to half where they are, or where the normal baseline was. And our conversion rate is better. It's a very good conversion rate by just the pure number, but it's not a good enough conversion rate with half of the rate of the site sessions. And our bottom line is not where it needs to be. And that's been the theme of this whole month. Now, we've got this enormous order that's been waiting in the wings for the whole month. That one order, if it were to come in today, would restore this month to being normal, a normal revenue month. I was really bullish on it in the beginning. I really thought they were serious. But every time this happens, it drags on and on and on, and then now I'm not so sure it's going to come in anymore. We really need that sale. And I don't know what it's causing this. We tried the new gallery, the image gallery. I think that's helping our conversion rate, but then again, maybe not. It's hard to tell with our site sessions being so low. Do we go back to Klaviyo? Well, we have to redo all of the ads or all of the emails once again, because the Klaviyo emails, the reason we got off Klaviyo in the first place was because not only was it expensive, but we needed to redo all the flows because they have things like our old colors in them that we don't sell anymore, right? So we needed to redo those flows anyway. So if we go back to Klaviyo and we take our current flows and we put them on Klaviyo, now it's going to be more expensive, and who knows if they're going to work. And even if they do work according to Klaviyo, we're not going to be able to compare A to B from Shopify to Klaviyo because of the attribution window question. So I don't know what that answer will be. I don't know why our site sessions are down. I don't know why fewer and fewer people are seeing our ads or are coming to our website even if they do see our ads. But we need to solve this. Either that or we need to get our conversion rate to skyrocket. Our conversion rate needs to double. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Either way, we've got to improve it. So one way to look at this is that all of these new things that we're trying aren't working. And the trajectory is bad, and the new ideas that we've got that are going to maybe move the needle marginally, but probably won't be enough to move the needle enough because of how far it's gone. And we're in a bad place. That's one way to look at it. An alternative story, an alternative version of this is, well, Colin, you tried a whole new brand new marketing strategy and you only let it run for 7 days. So you took and did a whole new marketing strategy with new ads and new structure and new marketing transitions. And you let it run for 7 days and then you canceled it and you went back to the old versions. Well, you let them run for 7 days and then you canceled that. And now you're letting something else run for 7 days, and then you cancel. So the point is, it's possible that none of the advertisements for the entire month have ever been able to get out of the learning phase. None of the advertisements have been able to fully optimize because they've been constantly being changed. And so the reason why our ad performance is so poor is because I keep messing with it and I need to just leave it alone. That's one version of this. Another point is that June is always a bad month for us. We've never had a good June in my life. June is a terrible month for us. Maybe it's because people are spending the money going on vacations or eating out or hiking or traveling or whatever people do other than buying my leather journals. But people are spending their money in other ways because it's summertime. People are out. People aren't spending as much time shopping on their phone indoors like they do in the wintertime. They're out having fun with their friends, right? Maybe that's why June's bad. So June's always a bad month. So, why should this June be any different? As far as the emails go, maybe the emails that we just launched, maybe they're good, but they need to be tweaked. They're brand new. They have only been running for a little while. Maybe the flows that we're using, the timing of them all needs to be changed a little bit. Maybe the email content needs to be changed a little bit. Maybe it's not the right emails that we're sending to people. Maybe we need to focus on something else, right? Maybe it's not all that bad. Maybe things are just fine. They're not good, but there's certainly no reason to be panicking, right? There's lots of good things that are potentially coming up at the works. We have a new catalog that we just sent to the printers, and I'm hoping to get next week. All sorts of cool things along those lines. There's reason to look up, right? Despair is not only a sin, it's bad strategy. But it's really hard to balance those two issues with each other. Because on one side of it is the looming issue of my paternity leave, which at this point's shot. I mean, I'm hoping to be able to take some time. I'm hoping to be able to take a little bit of time as best I can. But the problem is we're facing a situation where a week and a half after I go out on paternity leave, very serious decisions are going to need to be made at the company. And they're all going to need to be made by me. Because these are the kinds of decisions that, just realistically, underlings can't decide. And a lot of the things that need to be done to keep the company afloat marketing-wise are on me. And I just can't, we can't let our current marketing ride, realistically. Maybe we can. Maybe it needs to optimize. Maybe it will optimize by then. Who knows, right? So the negative gloom and doom version of this is a very pragmatic, harsh look at how things are going right now and saying we're not seeing a lot of positive indicators coming out of anything that would lead us to believe that we're on an upswing and that letting it ride is the right answer. That's one way to look at it. And that's a pragmatic, kind of dangerously terrible way to look at it. And then there's the flip side, which is none of the indicators that we have had are long enough, have enough data underneath them to provide, to be meaningful in any real way. And they are painting a picture that's negative, but that's only because the data isn't enough to show the positive twist, right? The turn hasn't happened yet, but it will. And June isn't a good month, and so we shouldn't expect it to be a good month. And yes, the emails look like they're doing horribly, but that's just because we're not comparing apples to apples. And there is no good way to compare apples to apples because the way that Klaviyo did their attribution was a little bit skewed. And so here I am, stuck in the middle. Clowns to the left, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. So, what to do? Well, my current plan is this. I'm going to let the current ads in their new form, which they've been running for 5 or 6 days, I'm going to let them continue to run for 2 weeks, maybe longer. I'll let them run. Maybe I'll add a new ad or two, but I won't add them very quickly. It's not like there are going to be a whole bunch of ads that are going to be added all at once. It'll be 1 or 2 ads, and I'll add them every couple of days, right? Maybe every 3 days, every 4 days, so they're not going to overwhelm or change the learning. We're going to slowly phase out the older ads that aren't working as well. Turn those off. We're going to be launching the new things like the catalogs, which, by the way, the catalog won't necessarily bring us new site viewers, but hopefully it'll bring old people back. And the catalog represents a whole opportunity, and I'll do another podcast on that probably next week. Yeah, probably next week. And with that in mind, we got exciting things coming. We've got the website overhaul that's still in progress. All right, we've got the new product launch that's going to be coming at the end of the week, so stay tuned for that. For those of you who like to focus in a fully way. We've got opportunities with our checkout that can be optimized further, right? With new upsell, cross-sell ideas, things like that. And that's all we can do. In Mark 3 was the verse this last Sunday, was the liturgy of this gospel reading this Sunday was from Mark 3. And the story is, the disciples are in the boat going across the Sea of Galilee with Jesus. Jesus is sleeping in the back of the boat, and a great storm comes up, and the winds are howling, and the sea is raging, and disciples wake Jesus up and say, "Do you not care that we're about to perish?" And Jesus says to the wind and the wave, "Be still," and they go peaceful. And the storm stops. And the disciples are amazed. Now, this is not the first time they've seen Jesus perform miracles. And one of the Bible studies I once heard on that particular passage is this concept that all of these people, not all of them, but most of the disciples were fishermen who fished on the Sea of Galilee. They knew how to handle a boat in a storm. And they'd done all of the things that they could think to do. And they woke Jesus up just to tell him they were going to die, right? They got the Son of God right there in the boat. And all they can think to do is tell him, we're going to die, right? And so all I can do is my best, and then I have to trust that God will provide. To do my best to come up with new ideas and new ads that I think are going to work. I have to come up with new versions of this, but I have to not be anxious and not be afraid. And not only is despair a bad strategy, it's a sin. And I need to focus on the good things that we are accomplishing and realize that some of this is out of my control. I don't get to pick who sees my ads every day. It's up to God. And I mean that literally, right? Like the Facebook algorithm that allots what ads to see what people. Nobody knows how that works. It's just a black box. So who knows? Maybe this is the direction it needs to be. Maybe we are moving in the right direction and it just is going slowly and poorly in the beginning. That happens. And I'm going to take a positive attitude despite the fact that it is a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad month. And 1 month is just 1 month. And we can make it. We always have. We always will. We will continue to fight through this. And yes, that doesn't mean that there aren't hard decisions that might have to come in the future, but no matter what happens, we'll fix it. Because we always will. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Be sure to tune back next Thursday. If you've got ideas for how to fix this, let me know. Send them my way. I'm always open to new ideas. That being said, if you're one of those people that keep emailing me marketing that they want to do our marketing for us, no, we don't have the money to pay you. And no. So, but if you're other than that, if you're a normal person who's got other ideas on how to fix this, I'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment below. I know that was a bit harsh, but I've just had everybody in my inbox the last month going, we can fix your marketing for you. And I've heard that a bazillion times. And if everybody's saying it, they can't all be right. If you have any questions or concerns about your product, we want to help. We're here. Give us a phone call, 414-434-9001. You can also text us at that number as well, 414-434-9001. We're available from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. And we are really excited to give you answers to your question. If you want to place an order over the phone, we can handle that. If you want to send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, sales@murdycreative.co. You can also message us by the contact form at the bottom of the main page of the website. And we love to answer you. So please reach out. There is no question too big or too small that you can't ask us. If you want to leave us a review for a product you already own, please do so. You can go to murdycreative.co/review to leave us a good review. You can also go to murdycreative.co/reviews with a plural to read all of our amazing reviews. We love, love, love the things you guys have to say. They have been very encouraging to us, and I read them out loud to our team every time they come in. So we really appreciate all of you who've left us good reviews. It really does make the world a difference. If you want to hear something specific about the company, specific behind-the-scene thing you're curious about, ask away. Send in the comments below. Send us an email. I'm happy to talk about just about anything I can. So please ask away. I want to tell you more about the behind-the-scenes of this small business that you're curious about. Telling your friends and family is the best way to help the company, genuinely speaking. Go to murdycreative.co/collabs and you can sign up for our commissions program. If you're signed up for our commissions program, you get a URL specific to you. That URL gives your people that use that URL to buy a discount. It also gives you a commission on the sales you make. So you can become a salesperson for the Murdy Creative Company and make a whole living doing nothing but commission-based sales. It'd be awesome if that happened. But beside the point, Reach out to us if you want via that program, murdycreative.co/collab, to learn more about that program. That helps us a lot. If you're looking for multiple items for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we do have bulk discounts available. They are built right into the cart. All you need to do is mix and match to your heart's desire, add everything to your cart, and hit checkout. It'll automatically apply the discount, and you can purchase through that. We have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees for custom engraving, so you can get one item custom engraved with a logo or a name. Does not matter to us. We love it. We can't do copyright images, so please obviously keep that in mind. On the product pages, there's a little blue button that says Add Custom Logo Engraving. You click that, it'll take you to our customizer. Be sure to select the variants in the customizer, the color, the insert, things like that. It does not remember from the prior page. Like I said, we're still working on that. Who knows if we'll figure that out. But either way, you can add logos, you can upload, you can change, you can resize, rotate, reposition, and then you can hit Add to Cart. And we make it exactly how you submit it there. So please, take some time and take a look at it. Make sure it looks good, because that's how we're going to make it. If it looks bad, we'll reach out to you, because we usually do that. We cannot do copyright things unless you have permission. So don't upload anything that is owned by the Disney company unless you have permission, which I doubt, but they are very litigious. So please do not upload things that you don't have the permissions to use, but we can do things that you have the permission to use. So if you've got some sort of cool copyright permission, send us an email after you place your order saying, hey, I actually can use this logo and here's why. So we'd love to do that. If you are interested in wholesaling, retailing our product in your small boutique store, or if you as a listener know of a local small boutique store that might be a good fit for the Murdy Creative Company's products, please reach out to us. We have a whole pilot program we're working on launching, and I think that it will be a big thing for us in the future long term. And I would love to get people in on the ground floor of that, and I would love to be able to learn more about how your business exists and how we can help. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.